Before Alex Eala has hit a single ball at this Wimbledon, before Serena Williams has even stepped onto center court for the first time in 4 years, the draw sheet has already done something no press conference could. It has set a fuse, and nobody knows exactly when it goes off. 2 names, sitting 2 rounds apart on the same side of the bracket, separated only by 2 players neither of them controls. 1 win each and the collision happens. 1 loss each, and it vanishes into what if forever. That's the question hanging over the entire lower half of the draw right now. Does this actually happen, or does it slip away before it ever becomes real? To understand why this single possible match has the tennis world holding its breath, you have to go back to a 17-year-old girl watching television, half a world away, with no idea her own story was about to fold into the legends. That girl was Alex Eala, and the year was 2022. She had just won the junior girls title at the US Open, a teenager riding the high of her first taste of Grand Slam glory, when the woman she'd modeled her whole career on stood in front of cameras and said she was stepping away, not retiring, she insisted, just evolving, moving toward other things that mattered to her. 23 Grand Slam singles titles. 7 Wimbledon crowns. A resume that felt less like a career and more like a closed chapter of tennis history. Eala assumed, like everyone did, that the door had shut for good. She kept playing anyway. She climbed the rankings the slow, grinding way. No shortcuts, no overnight virality, just match after match until people outside the Philippines started saying her name. And then, almost 4 years to the month after that retirement announcement, something happened that nobody had fully priced in. Serena Williams started training again. Quietly. No fanfare. Just her name reappearing on an anti-doping testing list at the end of 2025, the kind of administrative detail nobody notices until they do, and then it's the only thing anyone's talking about. By June 1, 2026, the speculation became official. The Queen returns, read the announcement, and within days Serena Williams was walking onto the grass at Queen's Club for a wildcard doubles run alongside teenage prodigy Victoria Mboko. The Williams comeback was real, and at 44 years old, she still found a way to put a 120-mile-an-hour serve down the center line to seal her first match back. She graded her own performance a blunt C- afterward. Room for improvement, she said. But the crowd didn't care about her grade. They'd waited 4 years for one more glimpse, and they got it. Right up until Mboko went down with a knee injury and the run ended almost as fast as it began. That should have been a clean, contained story. Legend returns, legend exits early, see you next tournament. Except the tour didn't stop, and neither did Eala. While Serena's comeback paused, Eala's grass season caught fire. She won the Birmingham Open. Then she went to Berlin and did something that made people sit up in a way junior titles never had. She beat world number 2 Elena Rybakina, then world number 8 Alina Svitolina, in front of 25,000 fans screaming her name in a city that had no real reason to know it yet. She fell in the semi-final to Linda Noskova, the eventual champion, but by then it didn't matter. Something had shifted. She wasn't a promising junior anymore. She was a problem for the top of the draw. And here's where the threads start pulling tight. That same week, in that same tournament, Serena Williams was back on court too, partnering Karolina Muchova in doubles. The comeback resuming almost in parallel with Eala's rise, 2 storylines running on adjacent courts without ever quite touching. They got closer at Bad Homburg, where Eala reached a doubles quarterfinal against a team that included Venus Williams, not Serena, but close enough that the tennis world started doing the math out loud. If Eala can hang in a draw that has a Williams sister in it, what happens when the actual Williams sister with 23 majors is the one across the net? Nobody had an answer yet. They just had a growing, restless curiosity, the kind that doesn't resolve so much as it compounds. Then came June 26, 2026, Wimbledon draw day, and the moment the entire hypothetical turned into a printed fact on a bracket sheet. Serena Williams, wild card, first round against Maya Joint, a 20-year-old Australian who happened to be the same player who denied Eala her first WTA title back in 2025. 2 rounds later, sitting there in black and white, was the name everyone had been quietly waiting for, Alex Ela, seeded 29th, the first Filipina ever to earn a seed at a Grand Slam tournament in the history of the sport. Her own first-round assignment carried its own weight. Renata Zarazua, the same opponent who'd beaten her 2 years earlier in Cary, North Carolina, in a result Eala has openly admitted still sits with her. So now there were 2 ghosts to exorcise before anything else could happen. Eala's unfinished business with Zarazua, and Serena's first test against live, ranked, hungry opposition after 4 years away. Win those, and the bracket delivers exactly what it's been threatening to deliver since the moment the draw came out: a second-round meeting between a 44-year-old icon making the most improbable comeback in modern tennis and a 21-year-old who has spent her whole career chasing the standard that icon set. The moment that draw went public, the pundits couldn't help themselves. Andy Roddick, dissecting it on his own podcast, admitted he was almost stalling for time just talking about how absurd it was that Williams could even be competitive after 5 years out of serious singles tennis. He called picking against her in round 1 an ultimate show of respect, before conceding that Eala specifically worried him for round 2 because of how she spreads the court in both directions. His one caveat: her serve isn't her strength, and if there's a crack to exploit, that's probably it. Greg Rosetsky, watching the same draw unfold, said much the same thing in his own way. Eala's serve looked sharp enough in practice, her ball striking looked clean, and if she can keep doing both of those things, this is the kind of match that could go either direction. 2-time US Open champion Tracy Austin zeroed in on something more specific: Eala's slice serve, the very shot that helped her dismantle Rybakina and Svitolina in Berlin, the shot that could, in theory, do damage again. And then there was Paul Annacone, Roger Federer's former coach, who put it about as bluntly as anyone could: if Williams is going to have a chance at all, it's going to come down to taking control behind her own serve early, because once the rally extends past that, Eala's movement and pace tolerance start to take over the point. Every single one of those assessments said some version of the same uncomfortable thing. This is not a layup for either player. Nobody's writing this off as a foregone conclusion, and that uncertainty is exactly what's pulling so much attention toward a match that, technically, hasn't even been confirmed to happen yet. Because here's the part that keeps gnawing at everyone watching this unfold: none of it is guaranteed. Eala still has to get past Zarazua and the specific psychological weight of that rematch. Williams still has to get past joint, and more than that, has to get past her own body's 4-year layoff in a format far less forgiving than doubles. And while all of this builds, there's a second, quieter story running underneath it. Serena and Venus Williams, the most decorated sisters in tennis history, are reuniting in the Wimbledon doubles draw for the first time in a decade, stepping onto the same grass where they once shared an Olympic gold medal in 2012. As if the whole tournament is conspiring to stack nostalgia and inevitability on top of each other at the exact same moment Eala's name is rising into the same bracket. It's almost too neat: a legend closing the loop on her own history on one side of the draw, and a 21-year-old writing the opening chapter of hers on the other, both storylines converging on a single possible Tuesday afternoon on center court. So the question nobody can actually answer yet isn't really about forehands or serve speed or movement patterns. It's bigger than that. It's whether 4 years away from singles tennis can be undone by sheer competitive will and 7 Wimbledon titles worth of muscle memory, or whether the version of tennis Eala has been building, relentless, multidirectional, unafraid, is simply the kind of modern game that doesn't care how many Grand Slams are sitting across the net. Round 1 hasn't finished. The bracket hasn't fully resolved. But for the first time in tennis history, a Filipina is seeded at a Grand Slam, a 44-year-old former world number 1 is 2 wins from facing her, and an entire sport is sitting on the edge of its seat waiting to see if the draw sheet's promise actually becomes a match, or if, like so many dream matchups before it, it quietly falls apart 1 round too early. Either way, by the time center court empties out this week, somebody's story is going to look very different than it did when the draw came out. Drop your prediction in the comments. Does Eala's movement expose Serena, or does experience find a way through one more time?